I'm Suzanne Stevens. Illegal dumping isn't new in Texas, but what one Robstown couple says landed next to their small farm is sparking fresh questions about oversight, enforcement, and accountability. We dug into a case involving 48 tons of used blasting sand and found a history that goes much deeper than what's on the surface. Out here on a small farm outside Robstown, Robert and Gail Trimble built a life surrounded by the animals they love.
We had the most beautiful turkeys.
They also have chickens, 2 donkeys, and an American drum horse named Charlie. Robert runs his diesel mechanic business out of the barn.
This was beautiful for us. It was just so blessed by God.
But one winter afternoon in February, that peaceful life took a sharp turn.
So it's 5:30 p.m. Tuesday, February 18th, and I can literally smell this and taste it in my mouth. This is another double load.
48 tons of used blasting sand were dumped next door by the Trimble's neighbor, L&R Services. The material originated from Arc Energy, an oil and gas equipment fabricator that uses sand to strip paint and coatings. Arc didn't dump it here, L&R Services did, and that decision landed L&R Services in the middle of a state investigation. According to a Texas Commission on Environmental Quality report, the sand contains metal dust that can irritate the eyes, skin, and respiratory system of both people and animals. Investigators found that dust on the Trimble's water trough and barn and matched it to the sand next door. And this isn't the first time. In 2020, court records show the owner of L&R Services, Roy Martini, was charged with a felony count of illegal dumping involving 200 pounds of the same sand at the same site. That case was dismissed in 2023 after Martini completed a pretrial diversion agreement.
Toxicity blowing around.
Under Texas law, you can't dig a hole and bury industrial waste like blasting sand. It's considered solid waste, and dumping it anywhere that's not approved is a crime.
And see, that's his little launch pad right there.
For the Trimbles, the damage isn't just legal. They say they've lost 20 chickens and 12 turkeys since February. And now they say their horse Charlie is sick, going from this to this in just a matter of months.
Just once a minute.
This is really affecting you.
It's been bad. I have to work in that shop. When I'm out in it all day long. You know, I might be out there 10, 12 hours breathing this stuff, and it's affected my health. I'm scared Gail and I are you know, one day we're going to wind up with cancer.
The state hasn't linked any health problems to this incident, but after spending an hour and a half in the field behind the Trimble's home, I got a first-hand sense of what they're living with.
And I have the same thing.
Burning.
Yeah.
Like my hands are red.
Yeah.
Babe, I'm sorry. Yeah. My legs are burning too.
Gosh.
So as I was standing in that field, you know, my feet started burning. First my feet, then it moved to my hands. It was like a tingling burning sensation. They're still burning even though they washed them off. And now I have a headache as I'm driving away. I don't know what they're dealing with or the magnitude of it. It's just the way I feel right now. It can't be good for anybody.
So the burning, is that what you feel too?
Yes. Burning for me, it's in my throat and my eyes, and they start watering.
Roy Martini tells me he's done nothing wrong.
Everything was tested. I spent a lot of money and, you know, sending everything to the lab and all that. But I do have some very disgruntled neighbors.
But the deputy who handled Martini's 2020 case says those denials don't match what he witnessed.
His attitude was, I didn't know, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm talking to TCEQ all the time. And so while he was telling you that, he was out there doing illegal stuff.
And that pattern, claiming compliance while violations continue, is exactly what the Trimbles say they've lived with. They filed their TCEQ complaint in February. TCEQ confirmed violations just this summer. But for months, no cleanup deadline was set. That changed 2 days after Chris Six asked about the case status. TCEQ sent a letter to L&R Services giving them until December 14th to remove the material and verify cleanup. Until then, the violation remains open.
We're not the only ones affected. Their babies live out here. Their children that walk up and down these streets that live right across the street from him. Their children. I mean, they're not asking for this. None of us have asked for this.
TCEQ tells us enforcement actions are still being evaluated and could include penalties if cleanup isn't completed by the deadline. Arc Energy, the company that produced the sand, is not accused of any wrongdoing in this case. We'll continue following the cleanup and any future enforcement as it develops. Suzanne Stevens, Chris 6 News.